Yes.
Okay. Well, who has listened or read the book Let Them? Anyone?
Mhm.
Okay, you guys. Yes, Susan told me about it. I even inspired and made a bracelet, Let Them. And it got me, we were just brainstorming on things, and it's by Mel Robbins. If you don't know her, she's super amazing and motivational speaker. And I was just trying to get myself organized and really struggling. And a lot of times I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but I did just have a baby, but it doesn't matter. Life stuff happens, and you just struggle to do things, right? As simple as making a list, as simple as that. It seems in the pockets of time that you have, you're thinking and overwhelmed about what should I do and feeling behind. And so, in those little moments, if you have something a little more organized and you be enticed to actually follow through with it, more likely you're going to have that pocket of time and be able to glance and say, okay, you know what? I can do this right now. Just so the book is really motivating. I brought it up because she just has a lot of good things as far as her approach of let people make their own opinions about things. And one of the lots of great quotes, one of them she said was, being successful is about putting in the reps, right? So the consistent things. And there was another Tom Brady quote that was about, you don't have to be special. You just have to show up, put in the reps, and be consistent, right? And we all struggle with this. I mean, I would say so. I mean, maybe you're the exception, but it's hard. And so I was just thinking, my mind is very visual. So I don't want to show you my lists on my desk because you would cry. But this is where I was like, listen, my brain likes spatial things. So I don't know if this will work for you or not. But I think if you do this, right? And if you are, let's say, 5% more productive per day, in the end, in the course of a year and so forth, you're going to be more productive. All of those things that we get frustrated because we're pouring our time into things, but time is money, right? We all know that. So we want to just more bang for our buck here. So,
Can I add something, Patty?
yes,
So,
absolutely.
so Patty made up this form because like she said, she's very visual and spatially oriented. But this is a form like we'll make it accessible to everybody so you can print it out. You could put it in a sleeve or have it laminated and then use like an erasable pen. So you can so you could do this like weekly, have weekly goals. Um, and it's not, you're gonna fill it in, obviously. We also are gonna share the form that, just so you know, like we're not just, we're going to help you with what each of these categories mean. And if you find it helpful, you can use it. If you don't, obviously you don't have to. This is a let them thing, right? If you
Mhm.
if you don't like it, that's totally fine. But we also at some point want to hear input from all of you and kind of what's working for you. But this is to get us, it's spring, so it's like we're gonna jump and grow and blossom once again, which we do all the time, but it's another opportunity to get more organized, like do spring cleaning in a way. So we'll be sharing also the energy-based DMO list that Jennings had made like months ago. I've lost track of time. It could even be more than a year ago, but so we'll share that too, and then you could fill in like what. So we wanted to focus in on the things instead of giving you huge lists, which are overwhelming. Focus in on these areas, and you can write in what you want to focus on. And then I love to check off when I've accomplished something. Or you could do how many times you've done it. Like put like little ticks for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to make sure that they knew this is part of
Right.
how you can use
Right.
the system.
Yeah, this was just something I have other stuff so we can talk about and want you guys input. Obviously, that is the hard part with things we've done in the past. And, everybody is so different and it's so difficult to manage ongoing things. So we'll explain each box and you could totally do your own thing. Like we said, I printed it off handy dandy, and it's, well, whatever, it's here. Um, and there's just something different. When you put a pen to paper, it's a different part of your brain than
Oh, you just froze.
So as far as the sharing category, but we kind of categorize these in things we thought made sense. So as far as sharing goes, this is, whether you're doing Facebook or not, this is going to be the outgoing things you're doing. Are you sharing your posts? Are you doing your testimonials? Are you sharing little piquing interest in your life? Just anything that you're in the middle of with the people you're dealing with, you're going to put their name or whatever is going to work for your brain in that sharing category. I don't know if I'm missing anything else with the sharing, but you guys, this is like on your, you putting the energy forward in that kind of category. So the birthdays, I'm thinking of you, whatever. And then the interacting, this is going to be more of like engagement with people that, let's say you're commenting on their post, something meaningful. This is the type of thing that pushes you up in the algorithm and things like that as well. Because a lot of times I know myself, I'll go on and I'll do the sharing, but I forget about pouring into other people and about showing them love, even if it's not LifeVantage based in that exact interaction, right? And this will be like, what else was going in that box for interacting? We've been talking about this all day.
So I don't know if you just said that it can be social media,
Mm-hmm.
or it can be like I said, I'm kind of stuck in some of my old ways, even though I'm trying to grow and develop. But still like face to face. I still like talking to people. I even prefer talking over texting. So that can be a lot where I share, but social media is also, you're referring to social media, and obviously when you're saying
Mm-hmm.
interacting, like commenting on people's posts, um,
Mm-hmm.
those kinds of things.
Gloria made a great
It does.
comment in the chat about reaching out to have coffee with someone.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, look at
Thank you.
that. Yeah. Oh, perfect. Yeah. You guys have any ideas? I mean, and that's just what we're just trying to like have something where that idea comes. See, that's what's the beauty of writing this stuff down, because then as you do it, you get more inspired by your own brain and you're like, wow, I haven't done that in a while, or yeah, I should do that. So you can kind of see this and look at it throughout the week. And as more things come up, you're going to be able to circle back to that instead of being stressed out because you thought you're going to just magically remember all this stuff. That's what I do a lot of the times. So that's going to be that part. So we try to break it down into two separate sections. But since we're interactive, you guys have any other insights on the interacting side? Kim, you look like you have ideas going.
She always
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was thinking of, in my case, just making posts, which is always a good thing. But I also really like getting together with people and, actually having that person-to-person contact. So any of those things are great. But I liked Susan's idea of putting it in a sleeve and using a dry erase marker
Mhm.
on it, because that
Mhm.
really appeals to me for some reason.
It was
Yeah.
actually Patty's idea.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I can't take credit,
Well,
unfortunately.
I'm a homeschool mom. I mentioned it earlier. I know not everybody is a dry erase person, but they do have those little ones
But
with
that's
the
a good
grommet.
idea, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, I
Great
like that
idea.
idea.
Yeah.
I'm a clipboard girl, and so because this is a Marine Corps thing, but the thing about that sleeve is it has a little grommet up here. So if you can have a little nail or a little push pin or something where you could just hang that, or you could carry it with you I used to put one on my pantry door and I'd put it there so I could just see it when I was in between of cooking and things. So that's the plus about the sleeve.
Great
You can
idea.
just kind of like tack it up wherever.
Mhm.
Jennings,
Is there some place you can pin it again? I'm sorry, I upgraded my computer and it messed all up. Could you kind of show it to us
it's on,
again?
it's on the screen. It's still
Okay,
on the screen.
good. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, it's okay. I'm just telling you it's still on the screen, so I'm not sure why you can't see it. But I was going
Not
to,
either, but
Maybe it's
but
the
we'll make
view
sure that you
you're in.
get it. We'll make sure that you get it.
I can
Jennings,
text her a picture of it too.
is it? Yeah, yeah, I can do that. Jennings, is it possible to also put up the other form at the same time? Is that
See if it's
something?
gonna let me.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Thanks. Gloria, I
we're
can text.
gonna put
Yeah,
the
I just see 6 people on my screen.
Oh, you maybe
oh,
need to
you.
scroll over.
You guys remember the DMOs, like the other list that Jennings made? Our idea was we were going to put both these, up on Wildly Healthy so you could make your own. And there's just like 3 pages of other DMOs that are very specific. So you could put those side by side too in your office space or wherever, your notebook, whatever works for you. So you could have something to prompt you of what to put in here, right? So those are very, very specific, but there it is. See, so if you get stuck, then you can reflect on this. Okay.
There's another page too.
Mm-hmm.
But
And then, okay, on the top though, you'll see we put my why and we put it on the top so that you could see, whatever you're being motivated for, who, your family, whatever, a cruise, I don't know, anything that you want. That's why are you doing this business? To help other people, whatever passionate thing that's on your mind right then, you could put that right on the top. And it's powerful to see that at the top to remind you, okay, this list is important and it's about the consistency and it's about doing these small little things. So that's the little top bubble if you see when we go back to that. And Susan, do you want to say anything about this?
just that like those are the things that you can, if you need ideas, if you can't think, like I kind of know what I'm supposed to do, but sometimes I'm like walking around like, what should I do today? Like I know I need to work on my business or read something or follow up with somebody. But if you can't think of something, then you can look at that list. Or if you just want to look at the list and fill in the squares with the list that Jennings just had up there, it's to help these are
Mm-hmm.
their daily methods of operation. And this
Yeah.
is all about uh, building our businesses and staying in control of our businesses and being, for me, it's being productive, but it's because it's my purpose. So did you talk about the why? So
I
what?
just now briefly said that. Yes, the why,
Yeah.
and then I got to tie into and we have to finish the rest of the chart. But yes, I don't know if you noticed it in the top left. I'm not as good at Canva as Jennings is. So this is like a teachable moment here. But the top, I like that it's there because you know what I mean? Like that's what you're going to see.
Why?
And force
Why?
yourself to write it down as corny as it seems because you're integrating it in your brain, you're visualizing it, you're focused on your purpose. And like I said, it's just do the reps, right? Like the more you do it, the more our fruits of our labor will come to pass. It's not an equal exchange all the time, as you know, in this business, but I do know the consistency. And I had spoken to Erica Dale a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, I was talking to her, and she said, "Well, are you doing anything different now, or any income driven things?" She goes, "Maybe you've shifted kind of into maintenance mode and not growing mode. What were you doing before that got you to this place?" And that's what kind of inspired me to go with this whole spring forward thing. Because I was like, I can't go back. I try sometimes, but it's hilarious. We can't go back. So let's all just embrace this going forward and, in whatever way it works best for you. But I thought since, I don't know, I like get my markers out and everything. I get excited about this kind of stuff. I don't know. Any other office supply nerds here? Come on. You know you love
Yeah,
markers.
there's a lot of us that are office
You,
supply addicts, I think.
so you get to sit here with your Axio and turn your brain into this list. And it's really exciting.
I
Okay.
was just thinking, and Susan is always a great inspiration for this because she is so good about keeping track of orders and the end of the month and so forth. And it seems like this great, simple, clean system is awesome. But is there a way to kind of jog your memory? Like, I just signed up a new customer, I need to do X, Y, and Z for the new
Well,
customer, or
well,
it's the end of the month. I really need to look at everybody's orders and
mhm.
where they are.
Well, I sent something to Jennings earlier, and then so in the bottom here, we do have touched on that because that's like the office keeping side of it. And then I have an end of the month checklist that we were trying to remove a logo that I got from another team. That's really good that has all those things. But for as far as this one goes, we called that administration on the bottom right corner. And that's like your back office stuff. So that's where you would be, it's kind of like on us
What
to know like what day it is.
So yeah, so I can we have talked about this before, but I can say like I would probably fill this in with several things and they would be the same every month. And like I think have probably said it before, but I don't mind saying it again.
Do you think that
initial somebody
sorry,
say something? Oh no,
I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
it's okay. Okay. Let's see. Oh, so what I used to do was I used to go into my back office every day, twice a day, and look at my volume because I was trying to rank advance. Now I do it. Sometimes I still do it every day, and but I definitely do it on the subscription dates and from the 25th every day because I'm working towards a goal, right? I need a paycheck as is the outcome of building the business and helping more and more and more people get well, right? So one of the things is learning how to navigate the back office, and I'm happy to help people individually, or we can do another call just about that. But looking at your personal sales volume, so this is what I would write in that administration. I would say like check personal sales volume, and I would do it at least on the 5th, 10th, because you can see where you were on the 5th this month compared to last month. You can see every day, you can see where you were this day compared to last month. But at the minimum, I would do it on the subscription dates. And then, like I said, I do every day up until the last day of the month. So I know, gosh, what if I was like 5 points from the next gem status or from the next rank and I missed it because I didn't check? Like I'm the one that's checking, right? It's my business. So it's like you being in control of your business. We like to help each other. And as people know, I kind of do a lot of that. But so looking at your personal sales volume, and then I look at my other consultants' personal sales volume. I look at organizational volume, and it's your organizational volume that gets you to that rank. And when for new people, when you reach the next rank, that opens up more of the commissions, more levels in the commission in the evolved compensation plan. And then I look at the unsuccessful subscription report. We used to get sent a list from corporate. Now we can do it ourselves. And so there's a way to navigate that report. And then you can see, well, somebody's been ordering, and even sometimes your big customers, somebody's been ordering for months and months and months. All of a sudden they have no order. Well, wouldn't you want to check in with them and say what happened? Or sometimes you can see it was a credit card decline, or sometimes they may have stopped it for some reason. But what if they were still counting on it and there was some glitch? And so I like to keep on top of that as well. So those are just definite things that I do. And then, like I said, if they're people in my organization I let them know in case they're not watching, but I would love for people to learn how to watch for themselves. But you're 36 points from Emerald, or 112 points from Sapphire. And if you don't know what those are yet, it just means that the next level you get an additional 5% commission. So it starts out 10, then 15, 20, 25, 30% on every personally enrolled person. So that's worth a lot. It definitely pays for your product plus plus. So I hope that helps.
So
that is
That's what
so
would go in.
incredibly important, Susan, I think, and whatever. And you're living your life and you get to the last week of the month and you may not remember to do that. So I was just thinking somewhere to jog people's memories that their administrative tasks may vary by day and month.
Yeah, that's what this form is for. That's what Patty. So you put it, I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of blurry.
Yeah, we could have put it in. I started putting bullet points, but then I thought people are going to have different ways of piecing this together. And so we really should, each of you, challenge you to go through this and put what you know, what your weak points are, what you need to remind yourself of. If it's that back office, this is all the administrative work, is the back office stuff side of things that we were just talking about. So you could put back there, check credit card report, whatever thing is important for you in this category. But that's kind of like for everybody, obviously. But so, and then there's this, I just text you, Gloria, because me and Jennings want to look at this further. This was another really good end of month checklist. But as far as for now goes, we just wanted to kind of like do something, with all of these things, because I rely too much on Susan. Susan helps me so much, but and that was another thing with the interacting. If to go back up to the top, interacting also has to do with interacting with Team Wildly Healthy, interacting with calls, right? Wednesday Wellness, and interacting with each other, checking in with each other. Like when I interact with someone in the team, I'm always better for it. Always, even if it's up or down, sideways, wherever, it's just part of the interacting part. So I'm sorry I don't have little bullets in there, but I just know everybody's so different. But that's where my brain was going with this stuff. So I could give more examples. So with the customer service side, I'm really bad at this too, you guys. I made this list for my brain, and I hope I'm not alone. This customer service side is about checking in with our people, right? The customer service thing that you would expect from like Disney World or Chick-fil-A. You know what I mean? Like, how are you doing? Like the people that that just started that, you're like, I really should text them, I keep forgetting, or whatever. You could put their name in there. Or so-and-so has been on Nerf 1 and Nerf 2 for however many months. He, I think, would be a good candidate for NAD. So I'm going to reach out to him and say, hey, new product, send info. Anything with your current customers, your prospective customers, anything where you've left off. Because we all know this is like a lot of tabs open in this business in our brain. So this is just simply to try to put it to paper. And that way, again, you have 5 minutes or you're waiting on something or a phone call. Okay, cool. Bam. You can just look right at this and pick up one of those sections. I'm sure there's plenty to do. And then at the bottom, I put this, I'm sure you guys have heard of it. It's SMART goal. It stands for, oh gosh, let me look it up again. You've heard of a SMART goal. It's basically a measurable goal, right? It's achievable. There's a time. So everything, when we talked earlier with Jennings, a goal is not just like, oh, I want to be faster. It's like, okay, this week I'm going to do blank. Like this is just a little challenge for yourself. You don't want it to be crazy because you want to have wins, right? Something that you feel like you can do. So that's what a SMART goal is. It's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So you don't have to do a SMART goal, but I think it's cool, right? To have at the bottom to write something. What is your goal? It could be simple this week. Send whatever to, however many people, or plan an event, whatever you guys want to put here.
I think, Patti, one of the things that we talked about that was really important was that when you're doing this tracker, you're putting the action down, not the result. So a lot of times we focus on get new customers, or like get 5 new consultants, or reach this rank, but really all that we can control is the action that we put into it. So setting a goal for yourself. I'm going to post every single day. I'm going to reach out to a new person each day to start a conversation. Those are things that we can control individually, which would be great goals. Action goals.
So good. Yes, that is a very important part of that system. We want you to feel good about it. And like Jennings said, that's something attainable. That goes back to the SMART goal though, right, Jennings? That falls underneath the SMART goal, right? So okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, cool.
Well, sometimes people have a SMART goal would be like, I'm going to lose 10 pounds by December 1st, and I'm going to do it. These are the actions I'm going to take. But in this case, we know
really
that if
action.
Yeah, we really know that if you're putting in the correct action, you are going to get great results. It's mostly that we get sidetracked and we don't put any action in.
Yes.
I have to say, I really, really like this because I have used my calendar book where I write in things, and like, especially when it comes to the customer service part, like checking in with people or calling people, I write them on a day. And then this is what I've always done. And then if I call them, I'll do a check mark. I might make a note, what we talked about or something like that, but it's in my calendar book. If I didn't get them, if I remember, I move them to the next day. But sometimes when it goes to the next week, if for some reason I didn't get them, somehow they just don't go. And so if you've got it on this piece of paper, it's there. I like this. And then you can, if you use an eraser, you can erase it, or you can, or you could do two of these, one on, you could do like back to back and have it in a sleeve, and then you could do, carry them over to the next, it could be the next week, basically.
Mm-hmm. And then I had some other notes. And did anybody want to say anything to that? I just had some other suggestions for our spring forward.
It just made me think, Patti, what Susan was just saying about, and I know for me, it's really helpful at the beginning of every week to get out a piece of paper and write down. It's not a beautiful piece of paper like yours, but just a piece of paper. And I put those actions down on paper and I line myself out for the week. And it makes such a big difference when you do that. And I'm wondering, because you have, like 40 kids at age 40, how do you feel like those actions have to be the exact same every single week? Or do you think it's okay if at the beginning of the week, like, hey, I know I'm going to have this crazy week this week. Maybe I'm going to do different actions this week than I did last week, but I still have the intention and I still have the goals.
Right.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel about the consistency of having the exact same actions builds more of a muscle, or that you go more with the flow?
Well, I think it's both, because the concrete ones, like the posting, that's easy to stay consistent. I think it's like the interacting and the customer service in the back office is a bit harder, because that's where schedule really dominates, and it's like the nooks and crannies are left for you to figure out. But I feel like just even getting with this list and keeping it visible is literally life-changing, because like we said, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. We can think we're going to do these things, but there's just too much. There's too much going on in all of our lives. So, and it's releasing it into this paper, you know what I mean? And knowing you have an organized place to reflect back on, that is so huge for us, because it's just too much. I've tried I have all these lists of paper. I don't know. I'm super ADD, and like I just can't deal with so many words. I need some pictures going on. But I mean, I think we're all going to be better for this unanimously. I could confidently say this. Don't you think?
Well,
Okay.
I love your clipboard idea, Patti, because you can then stack them if you're not using the dry eraser, or you can have to-do lists stacked, because I think that's one of the big things. I remember, not to call any names here, but you know who I'm talking about. Years ago, when we started this business, there were some of us who would say things like, I just don't keep a paper calendar, or I write things down on different pieces of paper and I lose it. But the idea of just having this tangible thing sitting on your desk that you can slip notes in and whatever and do every day is a game changer. It's huge.
Yeah. Yeah, and then if you apply the let them thing, Susan has helped. I love that book so much, because it's just so good. It sounds simple when you say it, but it's a 10-hour audiobook, so it's more than just let them. It's like with the attention and the personal development growth from books like Rejection Proof and Let Them. When you're approaching this list and you're reflecting on your why, that gives you the courage also to remember Why am I doing this? Oh, because I want other people to have the same blessings as me. That gives you a little more intentionality and a little more courage with your list as well. Maybe something in your goal that week is like, okay, these people on my chicken list, I'm going to pick one of them and I'm going to just reach out to them, and whatever they say, I let them have their response. Let them decide. Let them decide what they think about you. And then let me is the second part. Let me take responsibility for me. And this is my mission. This is my goal. This is me. It doesn't define who I am, what they think of me. That's what I love about the network marketing side of personal growth, where you get it whether you want to or not. You're in this business, like, you've changed as a person, like, every single step of the way. And I love the person I've changed to be because of it. So I just think it's the coolest thing that we get to do all of that. We get to help our people. We get to get paid. We get to have the healthiest bodies out of everyone we know. And we get to grow this character that's you can't get from anywhere else. You just can't get that from reading. This is life skill stuff. And it's really cool. So I highly recommend the book. And so just remember that when you're doing this. Yay! Okay. And then Susan,
Yes.
I have like a million other notes here. I don't want to bore you guys to death, but we went through a lot of it. Let's see. I don't know if you guys have heard of this before, but I thought this was kind of a cool. Have you heard of the 3-3-3 rule? It's follow up in 3 days, 3 weeks, in 3 months. Has anybody heard of that before? Jennings is saying yes. These were just little things I was going to talk about tonight. I thought that was kind of easy to remember and a fun little thing as well, because when you're reaching out to someone, I've been less like urgent, like I used to like just drown people in like, like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. And I'm more like planting seeds. But when you have that spaced out delay of your communication with them, it's less stalkerish. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard Rachel Picard say, like, you don't propose to somebody on the first date. You don't say I love you on the first date, right? So that's spacing it out a little bit and then not forgetting about them. Like, let's say, and that comes up on your thing, your customer service thing. Oh, when you look at your back office, your brain's going to start going, woo, writing people's names down. Oh, that person wasn't interested, but it's been a while. So has it been a few months? We just circle back, say, hey, maybe they are in a different place now. You know what I mean? So I thought that 3-3-3 rule was kind of cool. What do you think, guys? Feedback?
Yeah, I think so too. I found, and if it's, so for me, if somebody tells me it has to be 3-3-3, I'm going to say, give yourself some grace. And if it's 4 instead of 3, that's okay. Don't do what I've been doing. Okay. So I'm going to be full disclosure here. I've been beating myself up for weeks about the fact that last time I was in Miami, I told this woman I was going to send her something about the mind body system for her daughter. And then I came back and I got distracted. And then I was like, what's the best video? Knowing her personality. I don't know. And then it just kept getting the next day and the next week. And I still haven't sent her anything, but I'm going to. And I'm not going to stop myself any longer, because really I should, I could be ashamed. I could say that is not the way that you do it. She said she was interested, but it's going to be okay. I'm just telling myself I'm going to give myself some grace and say, I've talked to a lot of other people. I've sent other information to other people. It's not that I haven't done anything since I talked to this one person. I just need to figure out, like, well, no, I don't need to figure it out. I just need to send her something. I need to stop trying to figure out why I'm delaying sending her something, and send her something, because if she doesn't like what I sent her, that's where the let them theory comes in. That's okay. I'm getting so much better with not being attached to the outcome, but just sharing the information. And then it really is her choice. If she doesn't like what I sent her, or she doesn't like the information, or whatever, she doesn't like the way I sent it, it's really okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that book really is. Oh my gosh, you guys have to listen to it.
It's so good.
Now I don't know what everybody's schedule is, but my conscious commitment, I'm in a conscious commitment class, and we have to report back at the end of the week, and we have to say whether we were in or out of commitment. And I always hate it because when they go around and I have to say if I'm in or out, they always say it's like being pregnant. You're not like kind of, you either are or you're not, like, and then you have to say you're out. You're like, man, I don't want to be out of commitment. So if you can commit to yourself, whatever reasonable thing that you can win at this is going to be your best consistent thing that you're going to actually be able to do. I know for me, like if I don't do something in the morning, it's not going to happen. Like, so for me, I've made a practice. I'm really proud that I've stuck to it. It's hard because I have to lock myself in this room, but and I have to like kind of put blinders on for whatever is distracting you in the morning. But even like 10 minutes, while you're drinking your Axiom, waking up and giving yourself this feels so good to have this done, because doing this for that 10 minutes or getting up earlier or whatever for you every day is going to make a huge difference in your day. Because what happens to me? Anxiety. And I've been working on my brain by saying, not now. When something will come up in my head in a not good time of the day, I'll say, not now. And I'll know that I have a list of things so I can go back to it. But if I don't do it first thing in the morning, then that's when the like anxiety gets really bad, because then you know what I mean? Then you're feeling a lot worse and you just can't think. So I just think it's really magical when you give yourself that time. You deserve it, and you can just wake up and think.
I have to add something here. We talked about it earlier, and this is a reminder to myself. And if you've never heard this before, it may be something to help you. And I know that a lot of us have heard this before. And I am telling myself this so that I will send something to that woman that I've been procrastinating for. I don't know why. Because you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person, and you cannot say the right thing to the wrong person. So I don't really mean this, but it almost doesn't matter what you say. What it matters is your energy, that you care and that you carry through, that you told somebody you were going to share some information. So
Can I
listen to yourself, Susan?
Yeah.
So what I've done in the past that works really good for me so that I can sleep at night is I put my text messages together in the quiet time before I go to bed, and I put them for a scheduled time to send. So when I go to bed at night, I go, it's all done. It's going to go out in the morning.
You have an Android.
Schedule a text.
She has an Android, don't you?
I do.
That is the thing I miss about an Android so bad.
Kim, I just read your lips.
Win for Kim.
Yeah.
All right, well,
no, that is like, well, see, and that's what's so hard, because you schedule it. See, because with iPhone, I'm so social, like I have to like shut it down on Messenger, because if I just start talking to somebody, I can talk to them for like an hour about whatever. And then that was a waste of time. An hour. But no, if you send a message and somebody's on and they reply back to you, all of a sudden you're in it. And now your list, so that scheduling feature is amazing. I think you can do that with like project broadcasts and stuff, but I can't get into that. It's too confusing. I tried. A lot of the LV people use it to schedule, contact with people, but I don't know. If one of you guys know how to do it, please tell me.
Or I wonder if you could, I don't know if you can compose a text and just not send it till the morning on our phones. I mean, I know you can, but it's sometimes depending on how long it's been since you communicated with that person, at least for me, it goes away. Like if I don't.
Yeah, but that's, if you have an Android, you should totally get with Lisa on that, because that is an incredible feature, and that is really cool, because she already set herself up. When you can get half your list done before you even write it down, that's pretty cool.
Got that, Linda? Linda K.
And we were just saying, try to like celebrate your small wins. I think we do a good job with our team, like, encouraging everybody and remembering that this is not, you know, we get paralyzed when we don't know what to do. Indecision is such a waste of time, right? And that's why this is going to help clear up a lot of that. But just don't forget, I know it sounds cliche, but done is better than perfect. Like I wasted years not, you know, I just did. It doesn't matter. Done is better than perfect. Don't give it too much thought. And with Chat GPT, people know your heart behind things. I always used to say, I don't know what to say. I just don't know what to say. And Susan would say, yes, you do, Patty. You know exactly what to say. And I'm like, no, I don't. And she's like, yes, you do. Just talk. And then, you know, the more I got out of my own head about it, and people really can see your heart. They really can tell that you care. And I tell you, that is the truest of statements. It always rings true when you think, oh, I shouldn't have said this to this person. Susan and I will remind each other, nope, you didn't say anything wrong. So, so anyways, okay, what else? You guys got anything else? Any more comments of our?
While you guys are thinking, I did put the your sheet, Patty, into the Path to Protect the Team Oddly Healthy Facebook group, and I tagged you guys all in it, so you can go there and print that.
Thank you.
Yay! I printed it right from my phone, and it printed good too as like a JPEG. So if you guys have a printer like that, Jennings, have you guys ever done like it's called a silent working Zoom class? It's like, it's just whatever. I have a million ideas, you guys.
Yeah, yeah, we have done that a lot in the past.
Okay,
but it's a great way just to I don't know, it's so comforting, even just being over Zoom, like setting a time to say, hey, let's get on Zoom together and let's go through our list, or let's spend 15 minutes doing our follow-ups or whatever.
Right.
It is really great. And we also talked about having accountability partners if we wanted to think about that, if anybody wants to commit to having accountability partners. We were, when we first started talking about, we were thinking it'd be better to have more than one in a group because, you know, sometimes the one isn't available. So maybe you have 3 to a group. So just, we don't have to do that right now, but think about it. And then maybe just get in touch with us if you want to do that. And then each group would decide, you know, when they want to touch base with each other.
I
think we did that. Yeah, we did that a long time ago, or a couple years, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, me and Susan, if I should have your phone number memorized by now. Susan and I talk so much, and I'm not the best example of, you know, downline and all those things, but I do know that accountability is huge, and we have great people in our team. And I'd like to get to know Chrissy more, Lisa more, hang out with Kim more. Like all you guys are awesome. I haven't been to convention in a while, which sucks.
And Jen's on.
I really need to get there and miss you guys.
Did you see Jen Robson's on?
No, I didn't
think you saw that. Jen's on. And Jen, you know, you're welcome to reach out to me, probably anybody, but I don't have as many kids as Patty. So I might be a little bit more available sometimes if you have questions. So feel free to.
Oh, and Karen, Jen, there's my Jen.
Yes.
Hi, I'm here. See you soon.
Thank you.
My town. I haven't seen her in so long. Oh my goodness.
We're glad you're here.
I don't know when she came on, but it's recorded and we can talk.
She's been on for quite a while.
Okay, well, we can, message on the group or whatever, text your people. Get everybody's numbers if you don't have them all. Jen's new. And I mean, it doesn't have to be rocket science with the checking in, but how's the list going for you? Whatever. Every single conversation I have with Susan has helped me. Everyone. So thank you, Susan.
Well, you're welcome. Well,
I love that I'm helpful.
No, so it's not a one-way street. There's no way it's not one way. It's I get something from you as well. So yeah, it's pretty awesome.
So we could, and I kind of, for myself, because I've already blocked off Mondays at 8:30, even though I'm doing good with the morning things, it might be whatever, depending on your life. It might be nice too to just kind of have an alarm in your phone too, or be with your accountability person if you're available, no pressure, on the other Monday nights. You know what I mean? Even if it's just for 15 minutes that you're so used to always just coming in here, having a little moment and just recircling back or setting some more goals or whatever. I've been mailing Axios to people. I don't know. Has anybody ever done that? Mailed Axios to people? Okay. Yeah. I know it's it's a business expense, but what I liked about mailing the Axios to people is if they're going to drink something and put it in their body, I feel like they're really wanting to know what it is. You know what I mean? So that's another, like I'm saying, you can collaborate ideas like this, going back and forth. Yeah, well, and setting timers is another really good thing. And the one more rule, have you guys heard of the one more rule?
Mm-mm.
Well, in the Marine Corps, when we would do our push-ups or whatever exercise, we'd always say, if it was 10 at the end, we'd all know we'd do one more, and we'd say one more for the Marine Corps. And you would do one more. It's about pushing yourself one more, one more. So that could be a little thing to keep in the back of your head before you decide you're going to get off of Facebook, or before you decide that you're going to do whatever, do one more engagement, do one more thing. Like you thought you were done, and challenge yourself. You know what? I'm going to just do one more for the Marine Corps. You don't have to do it for the Marine Corps. Do it for Life Vantage. Every Marine knows that, though. It's kind of funny. Anything else, you guys? I think we've I hope we've inspired you. I'm inspired.
There's so many ideas, and if you want, like somewhere on our team page, like under this call and comments, if something comes to you later that you'd like to share with us that works for you in your daily method of operations, your DMOs, please share.
What if we all, whether it's on Patty's sheet or on another sheet or whatever, what if we all shared within the group a picture of our own sheet, and what we picked out as our top actions and goals for the week or whatever?
Yeah.
Yes, I was hoping to do that. That's awesome. If you guys are willing to do that, I love that idea. Just post it, because that's motivating too, just seeing other people doing it.
Yeah.
And we'll get other people's ideas too.
Yeah. So we are coming up to the end of the month. Tomorrow's the 25th.
So tomorrow we should probably look at
our
back office.
Yes. Oh, look, Kim, very good. She's already got it in a sleeve. Did you do it doubles? Did you do one on the other side too? Yeah. Very good.
Yay. Oh, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I try to make it as big as I could, but you might have to get one of those like fine, not the big fat markers, so you have space.
Right. You're muted, Kim. We can't hear you.
I've got dry erase.
Cool.
I got just
Do they come in a fine point? Does dry erase come in fine point?
Really fine.
Okay, good.
Fine enough. Let's put it that way.
Okay, yeah. And the thing is, if you're doing it for yourself, it doesn't have to be in great detail. You just need to jog your memory, right?
Right. Use a few bullet points.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I see. The mock-up one I was doing, like Susan had for the back office, which we called administrative, personal sales volume. Like, what is it?
Right. And so, try to get in the habit of doing it, and don't feel bad or afraid to ask if you need help. Like, okay, I know you might have said it more than once, but I don't really know how to do it. It's fine. I will help you.
Right.
I will help you. So just reach out. I need help with this. We'll do it. Because it's really, really powerful if you want to grow your business. And I know that people have different thoughts about it, but it's worked for me. That's how I rank advanced. That's sure, I'm still getting a check enough to meet certain says my internet connection is unstable. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Huh, that's
You,
weird.
you froze for like a second, but you're fine.
Okay.
And at least in
I
Florida, you're
love at
fine.
least when it says it's my internet connection is unstable, they're not saying you are unstable, just for reassurance. So
Yeah. You know, there's just so many, we don't want to like oversaturate your brain cells here with endless, there's just so many things we can throw at you. But I think this is just, a simple thing. We just want to try to make it simple. And it is those, it becomes habit, you know what I mean? And the easier you do, like, I'm going to challenge myself to get acquainted with my back office. Like, I am so, I don't know, polar opposite from this computer. It's like, I don't know what's wrong with me in the back office, but I know for myself, I'm just bad at it. And I need to, that's a
There's no
waste of
bad at it,
time.
Patty. You're
Yeah.
just unfamiliar. And
Yes.
I think
Yes.
Susan said she'd be happy to do some back office training. And
Yeah.
I think that would be a great topic for another meeting. So, yeah.
Yes. Dr. Gloria Waterhouse to rewire my brain and say unfamiliar. Thank you. You're so
Well,
amazing.
Patty, you can't be too hard on yourself with all that you're accomplishing and how your team is growing and whatever. No, we're all too hard on ourselves. So,
So
We know what
this
I
has
mean.
been a great call. And before
Yeah.
we get off, we want to say one more time, happy birthday, Jennings Water.
Yes.
happy birthday,
And
Jenny.
many, many more birthday
Oh,
hugs.
I know, she's so cute.
Thank you guys.
Oh, you're so adorable.
Love you guys.
And happy mama birthday.
I know, I was saying that.
Best
Yeah.
day of my life.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys are so
You did
cute.
good, Gloria.
Well, and we've done a lot of things together, but gosh, aren't we all lucky to have friends and teammates and whatever on this path? This has given all of us the best venue for linking arms and, as Patty said, personal growth and so forth. So thank you.
Oh, thank you guys all so much. Every single one of you.
Just also want to say plug for global convention coming up at the end of April. So or towards the end of April. Looking forward to that. I'm looking who I know Chrissy's coming, and some of
So
us have already
awesome.
been or going. But if you haven't been and there's any way you want to join us, we would love to have you there. It's really a huge growth for you personally and for your business. And you get to really get a good feel for the company. And yeah.
It is really awesome.
Thank you all.
She's going. I don't know if Jen would go. Jen. Well, you guys were so close to it this time. That's really cool. I forgot about layovers on flights when I was looking for it. I was like, oh, forgot about that. Well, good luck, guys. I hope, we're all going to be motivated and look forward to seeing your lists. Happy list making. And I highly recommend drink your Axia while you're doing it. It's the best part of my day.
I'm drinking the peach nectarine decaf, which it's the best. I still have it because I only drink a little bit at a time and I hoard it and I don't drink it every day. And I had a container. I just opened my last container.
I have one unopened container.
Yeah, I just opened mine. I love it.
Because Emma's obsessed, but
really?
They don't make that. That is so much better than the red raspberry. I don't know.
Yeah, it is so good.
We need to complain. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patty. Thank you, Susan.
Good to see everybody.
Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.